Don't just live for tomorrow, or just live in yesterday. Just be glad for all you have that's in today. And though you've come through many obstacles.
Hey everyone, Connie here, and welcome to my blind reaction to Season 2, Episode 1 of Kipo and the Age of Wonder Beasts. So, we're back, and a lot sooner than probably any of us expected. Simply put, the Owl House hiatus for Season 2 kind of snuck up on me, and it's like I didn't really know it was happening until, a week or two before. So I needed something to replace Owl House with, but I didn't want to get into something too long just in case Owl House does come back sooner rather than later. So I decided, for our next donation award, because it is a donation award slot, let's just get back to Kipo. Let's get to Season 2. And if we need to continue past that, we can figure something out at that point. But again, hopefully Owl House comes back sooner rather than later. So Season 1 of Kipo left us off on quite a bit of a cliffhanger. Scarlemagne and his minions attacked the second burrow and kidnapped Kipo's father, almost kidnapping her too, but she managed to escape using her Jaguar powers and was able to basically take hold of one of the flamingos so that her and her friends could go follow. And that's where it left off. So there's a lot of questions still, such as how does Kipo's father know Scarlemagne? What exactly is the deal with Kipo? Why can parts of her body turn into Jaguar stuff, like gaining the fur on the arms and legs, gaining the eyesight, stuff like that? There's a lot of questions that I feel like Season 2 may start to go into answering, and I really hope it does. But I'm very excited to find out more because there's just so many possibilities with this series. When I began, I really didn't expect to love it as much as I do, but I definitely do. I adore this series. From the voice acting to the art and animation to the character work, the storytelling, the creativity, it's all really good. Now, not everything is perfect. There are some parts that could be done a little better. Some parts that are just not as interesting or really slow, or characters that just could have been tweaked a little better. But overall, it's really good. And it really surprised me by how good it is. And so I'm excited to see more. I'm excited to see what this season has in store for us in terms of the story, in terms of the reveals, in terms of music, because music has a notable part in this series for sure. And I mean, we'll just have to see how it goes. And there's some things I'm hoping they don't do as well. In Season 1, we had quite a few moments where there was some loyalty issues with Wolf, and it made sense. It was logical and it worked, but I don't want to see any more of that. I feel like Wolf has gotten past that enough. She's faced it a couple of times, and that's fine because of what happened to her and everything. I understand why she's had so much issues with the mutes and why she has trust issues in general and such. So it's fine that it took her a few times to really just find that true loyalty for Kipo and everything. But I think it's at that point where they shouldn't do it again. If they do it again, it'll feel overdone, and it'll feel like it's just kind of retreading the same things for no real reason, and definitely no good reason. I want Benson and Dave to become something a little bit more. I like them as they are, but I feel like they could be more. They could be a little better in terms of character development, in terms of just general depth and everything. And Benson's definitely shown a lot more of that than Dave, so this is especially for Dave. But I still want them to do more with Benson, especially since he has a crush on that one other kid from the borough. So I want to see them do more with that kind of stuff. Um, I think they could really, really make these characters something special if they do. Because Kipo and Wolf are definitely already really well established, really well involved, and have a lot of good depth and character to them. It's mostly just Benson and Dave who could use just a bit more. And that's not to hate on Benson and Dave as they are. They're good as they are, but I want more. um, and I hope that it doesn't take too long to get to the important stuff. Like I hope the entire season's not like, oh, we're just gonna follow all these clues searching for Scarlemagne and Kipo's dad the entire time, and we only find him at the very end. It's like, no, I want them to get on that. I want them to cover that like right away. I don't want them to take all season building up to that and them just searching around the entire wasteland trying to find them and following all these clues and all these little hints the entire time. I want them to get to it right away and just like not waste any time. Because it would feel so artificial if they wasted time at this point and started doing other things. It honestly feel like a retread of season one too. Because it'd just be like, oh, Kipo's searching for her father again. Different circumstances, but the idea is the same. So I want this to be rectified quickly. That's one of my biggest wishes for this season. So I hope they get to that right away. We'll see. But I am excited. I'm very interested to see what season 2 does. Hopefully it's as good, if not better, than season 1. We'll find out. So, that being said, when the screen fades to black, pause this redirect and go to the description below. Follow the link to the reaction, and after you watch it, come back here to the redirect and resume play. Because after it fades to black and then fades back in, everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts and will contain spoilers to the episode. So, that being said, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you at the reaction. And we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. Okay, so before anything else, I want to discuss my theory, based on what Leo said. He said, and obviously I'm paraphrasing here, after I lost your mother, I discovered that if the transformation goes wrong or whatnot, you could be stuck in that form forever. Talking about like how mindless and you can't control it and all. Last season, the Mega Monkey was soothed by a very specific song that Kipo sang to it. The song that she and her father used to sing together. The Mega Monkey was not just soothed by it, but looked to be like really calmed, and it almost seemed like it showed emotion towards it. In this season, in this episode, we saw once again the song was able to soothe the Mega Monkey. And once again, it showed familiarity, calmness, and emotion towards Kipo and the song. After which Kipo tied the band around its fur and everything. With what Leo said, after I lost your mom, I learned that you might not be able to control the transformation, might become permanent, you might be stuck in that form. What if the Mega Monkey is Kipo's mom? Like, Kipo even called the Mega Monkey with she, her pronouns. What if the Mega Monkey is Kipo's mom? And that she's been stuck in that form, and she was transformed. She was like in the same way that, Kipo is. She was they experimented with it on her too, and she ended up being stuck in that form. What if that's the case? If that is the case, if that's true, and do not tell me in the comments if I'm right or not. I want to find out for myself. I want to see if it reveals anything about that later on. Do not tell me if I am right. I do not want to be spoiled on that, because if I'm right, I want to feel smart about myself. I want to feel good that I actually might have called something here. If that is the case, could she somehow be turned back? I know he said it was permanent, but could it somehow be reversed? I wonder. This brings up so many questions and so many ideas. And that makes me wonder a lot also about Leo's connection with Scarlemagne. What's the deal there? Because they know each other pretty fucking well. Like, they very heavily know each other. So I'm wondering, does Scarlemagne know about all of this? And if so, is that why he was controlling the Mega Monkey? I just have so many questions with this now. And I mean, that's a good thing. The fact that this is the first episode of season 2 has got me thinking this much, that has got me questioning and theorizing this much just from the first episode. That's a big deal. So that being said, discussion regarding the actual episode and the content outside of just that. So continuing right from where we left off, Kipo and them are going to go try to save Kipo's father, but in the meantime, they need to do something about the survivors. Kipo specifically has Wolf and Benson take the kids. Asher, and I cannot remember the other two's name. I'll get their names eventually. But Asher and the other two. I don't know why Asher's the one I remember so easily. But Kipo asks Benson and Wolf to take them to the Timbercats, so the two train them in how to be able to live up to the Timbercats. But in the end, all they needed to know was that they were Kipo's friends. And Benson and the one other kid, the one other boy, they're showing some very mutual interest. They have a lot in common, and it's very cute. The romance, the growing romance between them is super cute. And as I said in the reaction, the queer representation is fantastic. It's just like, it was already great in season 1, just having Benson like just straight up say super blatantly, "I'm gay." Like, that's huge for queer representation, especially for a gay male character. Because let's be honest, most of the queer representation we have in media tends to be girls, and they tend to be either lesbian or bi. That's most of the queer rep we have. There are exceptions. There are other examples of representation for sure. But a lot of it tends to be on that. And I get why. There's a few different reasons you could view as to why, but it's like, we need more than that too. We need more non-binary characters. And Asher, I believe I was told after season 1 that Asher is not binary, uses they them pronouns. That's awesome. We need more of that though. We need more trans characters. We need more asexual characters and aromantic characters and stuff like that. And we need it to be out there, not just like very much in the background, or not just like super subtle to the way that you wouldn't even notice, and definitely not where it's like they're only confirmed outside of the actual material. So I hope that shows like this, like She-Ra, like all these others, Owl House being a big one, I hope that shows like this give a lot of future creators the courage to be able to do this stuff as well. But we saw at the end of last season, and now we're seeing it again here. There is a lot of like very blatant representation with Benson and this other guy, and that's awesome. And it's just so freaking cute and awesome, and I love it. um, but but Kipo and Dave head off to get a head start on the mission to rescue her father. And at first, it seems like it's possibly working, but as Leo puts it, she's getting lucky. Um, they end up becoming overpowered due to Kipo's overconfidence in her Jaguar paw, and Leo ends up king taken again. Meanwhile, Scarlemagne is leading an attack on Ratland, and in the end, completely destroys it with explosive nectar. Just completely wipes it off the map. And this is big for a number of reasons. The biggest being, of course, that Ratland was a safe haven for mutes and humans to coexist. It was a place that just wasn't about the discrimination and was just okay. And the problem is, now it's gone. And with Scarlemagne's mute supremacy, that's very bad because things are only going to get worse before they can get better. And I really hope those nice rats are okay, the ones who were running Ratland and everything. Like, I hope that they didn't actually die. That would be extremely sad and heartbreaking because they were so nice. I like them so much. Um, but we did get a little hint of something else. Apparently there's this other group that was like wearing these masks. Like one was like this like raven like plague doctor mask. And the other two looked like bunnies, I think. Um I Who are they? It looked like they were watching Scarlemagne and everything. So and I guess the who I assume is the leader of their little group is like, we've got to stop him. So are they going to be allies? Some other group that Kipo and them are going to have to work with to take down Scarlemagne. That's the only thing I can see from now. I like their masks though. It's a fun idea. I want to know more about them. I want to see more. Um, with what I said in my pre-thoughts though, it seems like it is like getting to the point, but also it is going to drag it out at least a little bit. And I hope that they don't drag it out too much because while it definitely got straight to the point in this episode, they also have Leo taken again and everything. So I just don't want to see like, episode of the week kind of situations where we just have Kipo and them dealing with a bunch of random stuff that isn't like super important to the main plot. I want it to remain focused and have important progression each episode. Uh, Even if it takes a little bit to get back to rescuing Leo. Because they have to find Scarlemagne's new hideout, I guess. It looks like he's moving on. I thought he was going to take over Ratland for a bit, but I guess not. And what exactly does he plan on using Leo for? I think it's more than just, oh, hi, it's Leo. It's someone I know. And I think he actually has some plans for Leo. And if Leo did do this experimentation on Kipo, turning her into a half-mute Mega Jaguar, he might be able to do some stuff for Scarlemagne that could be very bad. Scarlemagne may want to transform all of the humans under his control into mutes, which, going according to his mute supremacist ideals, would definitely fit and make sense, but would also be really bad for obvious reasons. And it still makes me wonder about the Mega Monkey. I'm really fascinated by that idea. I really wonder if that is true. Again, do not tell me in the comments whether my theory about the mega monkey and all is true or not. I don't want to know ahead of time. Do not say do not say if it's true, do not say if it's not true, just don't say anything about that theory on whether it's true or not. Again, I want to find it out for myself going forward. But for now, we'll probably only continue to do one episode at a time. Until at least we figure out when Owl House season 2 is resuming. And we'll kind of just go from there. Like I said, if Owl House doesn't resume before Kipo season 2 is done, we'll figure something else out at that point. But for the meantime, hopefully we'll just enjoy the season. This was a fantastic opening episode to season 2, and I can't wait to see where it goes. So tell me in the comments below what you thought of season 2, episode 1 of Kipo and the Age of Wonder Beasts, and thank you so much for tuning in. For now, I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.